professional, competent hockey people in the front office, but there are some things that, I wish maybe was a little bit more. But to the Cam York thing, which just got done moments ago, Cam York will sign a 5-year, $5.15 million AAV extension. It's a bargain for a top 4 defenseman, or you're going to end up trading him at some point, but someone would be willing to take that for that type of hit. So it's actually a pretty respectful move from the Flyer standpoint, I think. He had a bad year under Torts, and I didn't know what he was. He was a first-round draft pick who's supposed to be a top 4 defenseman for your franchise, and he hasn't really been living up to that standard. So I'm very intrigued by the number. I think you could either move it, or he ends up being a star for you at 5.15, and you lucked out big time on the deal. Just comes down to Tocchet being able to make it work. The Flyers as a whole, they got Matvei Michkov, which is great. I think this most recent draft, they went with a lot of size. 6'5", 6'4", 6'3". My worry is they just wanted size so badly that maybe they missed out on someone who's better at 6'1" because they wanted the 6'5" guy. They just went so obnoxious in that direction. Everyone, 6'5", 6'4". You're telling me every time you drafted, every time you were available
the best
to draft,
player was the big guy
had to be 6'4", So, but the kid they got in Porter Martone is a serious stud. There was just one guy on the board that I would have went to instead, who went right after you to Boston. So you picked 6. He went 7 to Boston, and James Higgins, who's a center. They didn't want to go center, even though I was told it's so hard to find a center in this league. No one gives them up, yet there's one staring at you in the face, and you go wing instead. That type of stuff confuses me. But for the most part, they are heading in the right direction. I just think there's some minor miscalculations along the way.
All right, couple questions. One, the goalie thing.
Yeah, their goalies stink.
The goalie thing.
Stink.
Thing.
The job, so this is where I'm mad at Danny. The job was this year to get someone better than Sam Urson, so Urson doesn't have to be their best goalie. He got someone who was worse, so now Urson's your best goalie, and you're going in with 2 guys that are nowhere even close to being good enough, and that's going to be a struggle. Like, that's a big deal, because you want these young kids to develop, yet you have a guy who allows goals from all over the... You can't develop properly if these guys are sieves, pasta holes in the pasta bowl thing.
Yeah, sieves.
Yeah, sieves.
That's what a sieve is.
I know. I'm getting into it here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can't develop these guys, and he miscalculated the goalie thing. So now we're running it back with someone worse than Urson. The job was to get someone better than Urson to make Urson the backup. And here we go again. I'm going to watch nonsense on the defensive zone.
Why?
Why what?
Why?
That's a great question. That's a great question. There were some available guys, and one stayed in New Jersey, so he was available, and they didn't get him. They weren't able to pay the big bucks, or I guess it was kind of the small bucks, but for a longer-term deal, they could have made a move with Vancouver. I was told Rick Tocchet's here because of his relationship with all the players in Vancouver. Thatcher Demko's a star. He ended up signing in Vancouver and staying there. Maybe you could have made a move to go get him. These are the questions I'm asking the top dogs upstairs.
It's my curiousness is because, obviously these draft picks aren't going to play right away.
No.
We know that, okay? Mm-hmm. But didn't you just trade for Zegras, right?
Yeah, Trevor Zegras.
For a big name.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's kind of weird.
I know. There's a goalie in Russia, not to bar anybody. He's Zavargin. He's 19 years old. He's one of these kids we've been talking about for a couple of years. Maybe he pans out. There's a kid who's going to be playing in the Phantoms next year. Apparently he may pan out, but, with the whole Carter Hart thing, we thought we had him, and now that whole situation is running its course with the court system in Canada. But this is just where we are. I don't know if they're putting a lot of hope in these young kids coming over and eventually being the answer or what, but this is where we are.
So you're saying the goalie's set now?
They stink. The
but
goalie's
you don't
set
think
and
they
stink.
can add some? Like, there's not a trig. Okay,
no,
all right.
This is it. This is it. We're running the year with slop.
That's what you want to hear.
Yep.
All right. So I guess that leads.
Any other Flyers questions?
Yeah, leads into my last question. What should we expect from the Flyers this year? I guess less than I was hoping for.
We are going to be out of the playoffs. But,
again.
Oh yeah.
So again.
Oh yeah.
See, because
that's what I'm saying.
we were kind of told, and Jonesy was on this show and kind of was like, if the Flyers are back, get ready.
And they are. But that's where they are, though. You know what I'm saying? If we're looking at a scale 1 to 10.
Look, they traded for Zegras instead of trading guys away. That's a step in the right direction.
And it's a big get. It's a big get. And Porter Martone, this kid they drafted in the first round, is a serious weapon. And he may actually, they were saying he might physically be ready to make the team. Now, that tells you how bad you are. All things considered. If Porter Martone's
So he
making the
might play.
team, he might play. He might sneak in there, which is crazy, or go to Penn State or whatever other the options are. But they're taking steps in the right direction. But I do think they're leaving meat on the bone with some of their decisions. But but they are moving along.
Okay.
Let's go Flyers! There you go. That's what I got for you.
It was good.
Yep.
How many more years until the Decameron Cup comes back into the studio?
God.
It's been far too long.
I don't need him near the cup.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't need him near the cup.
I think that.
That means they're in the playoffs at least.
I know. I hope I never see that stupid thing again.
That's the thing he made?
Yeah, it was like his paper mache cup.
We can't have him near the That's probably why we're cursed.
Oh, well, that was part of it. In 2020, the 1 year we actually had like a little bit of a thing. It was all Joe's fault that they fell apart.
I was so happy for that run. I'm sitting here celebrating the Ivan Provorov in overtime, the Islanders, the whole thing. I need hockey back in my life.
We all do.
I get to deck him in the hallway so he didn't touch it.
Thank God.
All jokes aside, is there anything better than springtime? You're in your shorts and flip flops. Someone's got on a Flyer sweater. You're walking up to the barn and everyone's doing the "Let's go Flyers."
It's amazing.
Nothing. That's almost as iconic as EAGLES Eagles.
It's up there.
It's up there. It's up there.
Let's not get carried away.
It's up there.
Yeah,
it's up there.
I will say.
It's a good chant, dude.
I agree.
Let's go Flyers!
It's not
it's so good.
I love the barn. Like saying the barn.
It's good.
That's one of my favorites.
It's the
calling
barn.
It the barn is.
Imagine skating
on the ice. It works for me
ice.
every time.
No
you want to go down to the barn tonight? You're damn right. I want to go to the barn.
Warm ups.
There it is.
Let's go Flyers! Let's go
Power
Flyers!
play.
Come on, dude. Warm ups. No bucky. You put water on the hair. Flow's flowing. Ripping shots, hitting the glass. Doing a couple crossovers. Come on. Let's go Flyers!
Oh man,
It's the best.
you gotta watch the YouTube.
It's so good, man.
Rhodes is just skating in his chair for a moment.
I was.
It was really
By the
good.
way, I got a text, an Instagram DM from the men's league team from last week.
And
Oh,
are
they
we
want
in?
you?
You better be in tonight.
Oh!
8:45 puck drop.
Nice.
8:45.
Yeah.
That's called James gonna be asleep at 8:45.
And I'll be
That's good work.
mucking in
You'll
the
be
corner.
mucking and grinding out there.
Let's go.
Love it. That was worthwhile. I'm happy we talked
And
Flyers.
you were gonna not give me that opportunity.
No, you were almost not going to give yourself that opportunity.
That's a
That's
good
the
way to
key.
spin
I
it.
had nothing to do with it.
It's a good
I
way
was,
to spin it.
it was
Yeah.
all
Look
on you.
inward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look inward. Exactly. Know thyself.
Yeah.